Is it not the spirit immortal and absolved always, delivered from the grasp of time? Yes, it is. Spirit is free of time. Why came it down into the mortal space? Why came it down in the mortal space? Why? We have seen this thing in a different context. Why came it down into the mortal space? When Narad is explaining the dilemma of this creation to Savitri's mother, she says, "Is this your God who has created this miserable world?" And then he says, "Madam, it's not like that. You don't understand it. You became curious of the shadow of truth in the abyss. In the darkness, in the abyss, you became curious. The shadow of the truth was there. You became curious of that shadow of truth and you jumped into it to see what is there behind that curiosity. It was your choice." 111.4. This is what Narad is telling to Savitri's mother. He says, "You are complaining of death and fate, but accuse none of the harm thyself has caused." You have invited the trouble. Don't accuse God or somebody else. You have invited the whole thing. This trouble were thou hast chosen for thy home. Thou art thyself the author of thy pain. You are the author of your own pain. Don't blame God. And then he justified by saying, once in the immortal boundlessness of the self, you are there very happy in the transcendent, in the boundless self, in a vast of truth and consciousness and light in Satchidananda. You are happy there once. The soul looked out from its felicity. You are in Satchidananda, you looked out from felicity. It felt the Spirit's interminable bliss. Spirit's bliss is there everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Where is it that it does not exist? It knew itself deathless, timeless, spaceless, one. It saw the eternal, lived in the infinite. It, the soul. Then, curious of a shadow thrown by truth, is trained towards some otherness of self. It was drawn to an unknown face, peering through night. It became curious of what is there and started looking. It sensed a negative infinity, a void supernal whose immense excess, imitating God and everlasting time, offered a ground for nature's adverse birth. Nature's adverse birth, a ground for that is offered by it. And matter's rigid heart and consciousness, harboring the brilliance of a transient soul, harboring the brilliance of a transient soul, brilliance of a transient soul, ego, surface personality. That lies of birth and death and ignorant life. You became curious of it. You have come down here. Same thing we have got here also. Easy the heavens were to build for God. Earth was a difficult matter. Is it not a spirit immortal and absolved, always delivered from the grasp of time, that came down into the mortal space? Why it came down into the mortal space? Because it became curious of things for a purpose. And wrote a hidden decree on nature's tops. Freedom is this with ever-seated soul, large in life's limit, strong in matters not, building great stuff of action from the world, to make fine wisdom from coarse scattered strand. So why all this travel, why this long path, etc., etc.? The purpose is here. The purpose is to make fine wisdom from coarse scattered strands. Out of this ignorance to bring out knowledge. And love and beauty out of war and night, to wage a wonderful game divine, to play the game divine, to make something out of it, out of the opposite, the divine. It is for that purpose I come here. What liberty has the soul which feels not free unless stripped bare and cannot be bound? The lover winds around his famous limb, choosing his tyranny, crushing in his embrace. To seize him better with a boundless heart, she accepts the limiting circle of his arms, bows full of bliss beneath his mastering hand, and laughs in his rich constraint, most bound, most free. That is the whole play. She prefers to be bound. In that getting bound, she is most free. By becoming the slave, she becomes the master. By surrender, she becomes the Lord. This is my answer to thy lures, O death. Actually, what it means is that Savitri follows only what his sweet, dreadful voice commands. Heavens were easy for God to build. His difficult matter is earth. Why did the Spirit come down into the mortal space? By binding himself into mortality, he becomes most free. He becomes most free. This is my answer to the allure.